Tonight, on WTOP-10 Nightly News, registration for Fall 2026 opens next week. What students need to know.
And a small earthquake reported near Oswego. An update on the impact.
But first, SUNY Oswego received a new grant for first-generation students. Which students qualify?
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts right now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Haley Kaiser.
And I'm Austin Claus.
SUNY Oswego has been awarded a competitive grant from the State University of New York to launch a new orientation program for first-generation college students. The initiative aims to support students who are the first in their families to attend college, helping them feel prepared, connected, and confident as they begin their academic careers. The program will focus on navigation of campus resources, understanding academic expectations, and building support networks.
Student leader Alex Duran says bringing first-generation students together early can make a big difference, and arriving with peers who share similar experiences helps students adjust more easily. University officials say that the program is designed to ease what can be a complex transition and give students the tools they need before their first semester even begins.
SUNY Oswego has received a grant to start up a new program to help students. TRIO SSS is a program to provide financial and advising aid specifically to those who are first generation, those facing financial challenges, and/or have documented disabilities. The goal for TRIO SSS is to increase student retention, positive academic standings, graduation rates, and to further close equity gaps. If students believe they are eligible, they are encouraged to email trio@oswego.edu.
Construction of the Five Below is nearly complete at the Oswego Town Plaza. Formerly a Big Lots, the building was completely torn down last fall and was rebuilt from the ground up. The grand opening of the store is set for April 10th, but a soft opening may be earlier than that week.
A small earthquake was reported near Oswego on Saturday. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, a 2.8 magnitude earthquake occurred about 18 miles north of Oswego in Lake Ontario. No damages or injuries have been reported. The last earthquake to occur was in June 2024, with a 3.4 magnitude quake further out in the lake.
A man who was just released from prison has been arrested and charged with third-degree burglary after committing a night-long crime spree. Alexander Kastner began his crime spree by breaking into a local Oswego church and stealing cash and checks. He then broke into the car dealership and stole a truck, driving it to the restaurant in Richland, where he stole a small safe and several bottles of liquor. He then drove to Syracuse with the stolen truck and was able to attend his 10 a.m. parole meeting the next morning before security footage confirmed he was behind the incidents.
The No Kings protest is planned in downtown Oswego this Saturday. It will take place from 10 a.m. to noon from the Bridge Street Bridge down to East 4th Street. Organizers expect a strong turnout with expanded rally zones and a trained safety team on site. The event aims to bring the community together in support of equality and a civic voice. Residents are encouraged to attend.
If you're looking for some early Easter fun, look no further than the Oswego County Federal Credit Union Easter Egg Hunt this Saturday, March 28th. This will be the free event for all OCFCU members and their families. Just make sure you bring your own basket. The event includes meeting the Easter Bunny, an Easter egg hunt, and winning prizes. It starts at 11 a.m. in Washington Square Park in Oswego. Spots are limited, so call 315-343-7822 to register your kid today.
As we get back from spring break, it is time for SUNY Oswego students to start thinking about fall 2026 semester.
Our Cameron Carvalho has more on what to look for next week.
The SUNY Oswego Advisement Center is hosting registration workshops this week to help students succeed with the upcoming fall 2026 registration period. I spoke to Academic Success Advisor David Runge about key things that students should consider when registering for courses next semester.
Big piece of advice I would give to a lot of students is to always look at the class details. Sometimes there is a restriction or there's a prerequisite. You might have to take a certain class before you can get into the one you're interested in, or a class may only be open to majors in a certain, or students in a certain major, certain program, online students, in a certain college or whatnot. So it's always important to know the specific class details so that on registration day, you don't go and attempt to register for a course that you're not eligible 2024.
When does registration open for students, and what determines the registration time that students have?
Well, registration is broadly for the spring 2026 semester for fall 2026, going to begin next week, March 30th. Some students have varying times depending on if they have priority registration for any reason, if they're part of a unique cohort. So students should talk to their advisor as well as check into their My Oswego, where they can find their specific registration date and time. And kind of alluding to that, there are numerous factors that impact their exact registration day and time, including priority registration cohorts, earned credits as well. But the best way for a student to find out and look ahead is to go right into My Oswego, where they can find out their date and time.
When can people attend the advisement workshops, and where is it located?
Yeah, so our Advisement Center registration workshops are available this week from March 23rd to March 27th. They happen daily from approximately 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day right in the Advisement Center, which is room 151 in the campus center.
For WTOP-10, I'm Cameron Carvalho.
Thank you, Cameron. Well, I was hoping for some warmer weather to kick off spring here in Oswego, but just saw some snowflakes out the window.
Definitely not the start I was hoping for. But we'll see what the rest of the week looks like. Let's go to Storm Team 10 meteorologist Ryan Murphy with more.
Yeah, thank you guys. Now we're going to start off here with taking a look at the live camera over Hart Hall here on campus, and take a look at this view over the lake. Now, the lake's nice and clear. And look at that sunset we got going on right there. You got a couple clouds over there over by Canada. It's better than us, because look at this, nice and clear. Now this is a little deceiving because it is pretty cold out. It's been like that for a while, and all those temperatures are going to warm on up. I'll let you know in just a bit right after the break. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Ryan. Unfortunate changes are coming for the Liverpool School District amid a large budget gap. Liverpool Central School District is facing a $17 million gap, which will lead to 80 to 85 layoffs that will occur across all departments. Some employees are being offered retirement incentives. If all offers are accepted, the district would save $5 million. The gap was formed over time due to increased staff numbers leading to higher salary and insurance costs, while enrolled student numbers have gone down.
Battery-powered flying taxis could be spotted over Syracuse. Syracuse Hancock International Airport has been chosen to be the testing ground for the federal pilot program and will evaluate how to incorporate small electric aircraft into national airspace. The long-term goal is to use these aircraft to transport cargo and personnel, and the certification for commercial use is pending and could be approved by the end of this year.
Pathfinder Bank has appointed Joseph Polniak as first vice president, general counsel, and corporate secretary. The Oswego and Onondaga County-based commercial bank is proud to usher Polniak into the executive leadership team. Polniak has 17 years of legal and business experience from a variety of large sources. He will oversee legal, regulatory, and governance matters for the board of directors and executive management.
A Syracuse man was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison for murder. District Attorney Anthony Capani argued that the killing was premeditated, while the shooter Dashtonte Kirkland claimed that he was trying to defend his children. Kirkland claimed while retrieving his son from the house, he was attacked and took the 42-year-old Sidney Comrie's life, defending his family. Kirkland was sentenced with the judge citing that the reason being rage. The ski mountain resort Greek Peak Mountain has announced a $3 million investment plan. The investment is 250 new snowmaking machines spread all across the mountain. The plan is to improve snow reliability and deliver consistent winter weather conditions throughout the entire season. The project will begin at the end of the year and end of the ski year and snowboard season, and is planning to be finished by the 2027 season.
Well, as college basketball has been making the headlines, there are some smaller ball stars making an impact.
Our new sports reporter Jason Rude has more on the little sneakers on the court.
Thanks, Austin. The 5th annual Buckets for Baldrick youth basketball tournament took place last weekend at Cherry Road Elementary School in Syracuse. Founded by Bodie Centaur, The event featured over 400 young athletes competing across 103 teams in a 3-on-3 round-robin tournament. This year's fundraiser was a massive success, surpassing its six-figure goal by raising a total of $100,602. All proceeds from the tournament are donated to the St. Baldrick's Foundation to support life-saving pediatric cancer research. The gym was decorated with photos of honored kids from Central New York who have battled and or are currently fighting cancer. The event has allowed many local children to compete and give back to peers in need, one basket at a time. That's all from me. Back to you guys at the desk.
Jason, thank you. Still ahead tonight, a deadly crash at a New York airport. What happened last night?
Plus, the Trump administration tries a new solution to TSA staffing shortages. All that and more right after the break.
If you like action, romance,
Polly sister, if you're watching this, Paul.
and highbrow humor,
Surface is this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn. Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
$50. You better watch out.
It's got to swat you like a bug.
If it's hockey, it's on Hockey Talk. Join Rob Finger and his panel of guests
Their behavior against easy teams, how do you lose to the Bruins twice?
as they take you through the hockey world.
We welcome you with open arms.
Tune into Hockey Talk, only on WTOP.
And welcome back to WTOP-10. I'm WTOP-10 meteorologist Ryan Murphy with your local weather forecast. Now we're going to start off here with our song of the day, Colder Weather by Zach Brown Band. And this song is pretty fitting for right now because, man, has it been real cold. Now, if you're wondering, is it going to finally warm on up? Because spring just started this past Friday. I got some bad news. It is not going to, unfortunately. It's going to stay pretty cold. And unfortunately, with all that cold brings us some snow. Now, we're going to have some snow showers coming down over the lake on us. And take a look at this over here in Buffalo. And they're getting slammed with snow right now. And it's going to stay consistently cold. Looking at right now, it is a cooler 32 degrees. At least it is nice and clear out, but it is a little breezy out, so it's bringing that feels like temperature on down. But as for tonight, temperatures are going to cool on down to 29 degrees in our area. And look at this up there up in Harrisburg, 19 degrees. It is not feeling like spring, unfortunately. It is not the best, but something to look forward to. MLB opening day is coming on up. Now, unfortunately, the Yankees aren't playing at home, so we got to go with their little brother here. The Mets, if you're wasting your hard-earned money and going down to Citi Field for opening day, for the first pitch there, it'll be a nice, warm 65 degrees. That's great baseball weather right there, but by the time it gets to the 7th inning, it is going to be a cooler 59 degrees, but it will be nice and clear out. Now, looking at our futurecast here, for the rest of the night, it's going to be pretty clear. Going into tomorrow morning, it's going to be pretty cold, though. It's the only thing. When you wake up and you're going to work, class, make sure you put on a jacket. keep yourself warm. Now later in the afternoon, some clouds are going to roll on in, but it will warm up just a little bit to a cooler 37 degrees. And for the rest of that night throughout Wednesday, it'll just be pretty cloudy until you get to Wednesday night here, where we are going to get a few rain showers here and there. Keep that in mind if you're going out, especially later at night. You might want to bring an umbrella, rain jacket, whatever you got. Now, as for tonight, I should say, like I said, it's going to cool on down to that cooler 28 degrees, and it is going to get a little breezy out there. And it's a little bit of more of the same for tomorrow. We'll warm on up to 38 degrees, and same thing, very breezy, but it'll be nice and cloudy, or nice and sunny, I should say. So there's that to look forward to. Now, as for the rest of the week here, you can see it's pretty cold except for Thursday there. Spikes on up to 54, but unfortunately, it is going to rain a bit. But for the weekend there, cooler, but at least, hey, there's no rain or anything like that. That's all I got for my full forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Ryan. A plane crash at LaGuardia Airport last night killed 2 people and injured 41 others. An Air Canada plane struck a Port Authority fire truck on a runway late last night. Air traffic control had authorized both the plane and the truck to be on the runway at the same time. The 2 killed were both pilots of the flight. Authorities are investigating whether air traffic controller staffing shortages contributed to the conflicting commands that led to the crash. The airport reopened for new departures at 2 p.m. today.
A helicopter crash in Florida killed 2 people this afternoon. The helicopter plunged into a warehouse in South Florida town of Boynton Beach around 2 p.m. The warehouse was empty at the time of the crash, and it remains unclear what caused the crash to occur.
Starting today, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents arrived at more than a dozen U.S. airports.
CNN reporter Karen Kafa has the latest.
He anticipates ICE will be at airports indefinitely to normalize TSA operations.
New York State is dropping a social media requirement for those seeking concealed carry permits in the state. The decision is a part of the settlement regarding a lawsuit filed over a 2022 state law that called for social media accounts of gun permit seekers to be audited to assess the individual's character. The provisions was challenged on the First Amendment grounds, and other aspects of the law, including restrictions around carrying in sensitive areas, continue to undergo legal battles.
The Trump administration has reached a nearly $1 billion deal with French energy giant Total Energies to halt 2 planned offshore wind projects off New York and North Carolina. The company will direct those funds into U.S. oil and gas development. The move aligns with President Trump's long-standing opposition to offshore wind. Supporters of wind energy warned the decision could raise electricity prices and weaken energy security.
President Donald Trump says he's holding off the strikes against Iranian power plants and energy sites for 5 days. The president cited in a social media post that there were very good and productive decisions over the weekend with Iran. However, according to Iranian state media, Tehran denies any ongoing talks with Washington. Trump has previously threatened military action against Iran if the Strait of Hormuz is not opened by this evening.
Investigators are trying to determine the cause of a house fire that killed a sports reporter and her 3 children in Minnesota. Neighbors say they saw the flames shooting through the roof of the house, and by the time firefighters arrived, the house was fully engulfed. Once the crew finally got the fire put out, they discovered the bodies of Jessie Pierce and her 3 children. Pierce wrote for the NHL.com and co-hosted the Bar Down Beauties hockey podcast.
Up next, Oswego Sports brings success and baseball is back. Rob Finger has all your sports content coming up after the break.
Go home, that's 3 hours from now. Maybe that's the best thing you can do.
But after he gets possessed,
his show becomes a smash hit. Now he's got the greenest show on WTOP-10.
A lot of green going on tonight.
We'll be holding on forever.
Don't miss the limited run of
Those great people being...
Welcome back, everybody. Season 2 of Oswego Lazo.
Who else would you want behind this camera other than Austin Claus? Nope. Oh, nobody. What's happening?
Oh, sorry. No, I want nobody calling this game but Kenny Gerard. And Paulie Beatty. And also Kenny Gerard again.
Welcome back to WTOP-10 Nightly News. I'm Rob Finger. It's now time for your sports report, starting with Lakers men's hockey. The Lakers hockey season recently came to a close, and sports reporter Logan Weingartner has more on how the team's premier freshman performed in net.
Michael Manzi recently wrapped up his first season as an Oswego State Laker. Manzi had a strong freshman campaign, having posted a save percentage of .915, along with 11 wins and 3 shutouts. He was the team's premier goaltender, starting more games than either of the 2 rostered goalies combined. Through 20 games played, Manzi puts communication at the forefront of his strengths.
Communicating with my defensemen, with my forwards, playing the puck, just the simple stuff. I think I became more patient on my feet as the season went along, and, relied on my athleticism when I could, but I think I developed more as a goaltender and communication with my defense for sure.
Manzi put the work in during practices early on, and head coach Ed Gosek took notice and commends his strong work ethic.
A day that went by where he wasn't out on the ice in the afternoon session. Maybe even if it was a goalie session for one of the other 2. At the other end, he was down at the other end facing power play shots or working with the PK unit or just out on the ice getting extra work.
Manzi logged over 1,000 minutes in net this season and will look to remain as the Lakers' centerpiece in his upcoming sophomore year. Logan Weingartner, WTOP-10.
Has wowed crowds and wowed Coach Gosek over his debut season, and with 3 more years to go, the future for Oswego looks very bright between the pipes. Heading now to spring sports, the Oswego baseball team swept the Red Dragons of Oneonta this weekend, taking them to 2-1 to start SUNYAC play. Ben Silverman batted 2 runs in Game 1, and TJ Harrington got 3 RBIs in Game 2, along with 5 other Lakers who batted in runs. This brings them up to 6-9 overall with their next matchup down in Geneva, where they take on the Hobart Statesmen tomorrow at 4 p.m. Now for the Creators game, the men's lacrosse team had a huge comeback win after being down 10-4 at halftime against Farmington State. They rallied back in the third quarter, outscoring the Rams 7-1 to tie it up, and it was Gavin Angelo with the game winner with less than 30 seconds remaining in the fourth. Credit as well must go to Trey Jones with a hat trick and the mighty 2-goal, 4-assist performance of Emmett Starowitz. Well done to the Blacks team. Heading now to some local sports, the Syracuse women's basketball team was handed one of its worst losses in recent memory as the undefeated 1-seed UConn Huskies obliterated them 98-45 in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Huskies guard Azzy Fudd put up 34 points on the night, outscoring the SU women's basketball team through 3 quarters, with Blanca Quinones and Sarah Strong each getting 18 points themselves. Syracuse is out, and UConn will move on to the Sweet 16 to play the UNC Tar Heels. Baseball is almost here, with opening day coming this Wednesday. The Yankees kick off the season against the Giants at Oracle Park in San Francisco, with McCovey Cove getting first dibs at home run number 1. The rest of the league gets underway Thursday with some big matchups like the Pirates and the Mets, with a pitching matchup for the ages between Paul Skeens and Freddie Peralta. The MLB is back, and baseball always brings good tidings. Let's head to Anaheim now as 2 of the NHL's hottest teams face off. It's the first in the Pacific Ducks versus the first in the Atlantic Sabres. Less than 5 minutes in, board battle brewing behind the net. Suddenly squirts right to the front, and it's local boy Alex Tuck from right here in the 315 to put it behind Ville Husso, giving Buffalo an early lead in this contest. But it wouldn't take long for the Quack Attack to come back. Just a few minutes later, Ducks flying into the zone. Little drop pass to Leo Carlson, sent wide to Chris Kreider, and he buries that one with ease. The former Ranger gets his 22nd goal of the season, ties the game for the Ducks, but it wouldn't stop there for the Orange Flock as we take a look at the fantastic tic-tac-toe zone entry to equalize this one at 1 apiece. A few minutes later, Anaheim on the power play, D up top, over to Jackson Lacombe, lets one go and gives the Ducks the lead. This one was a roller coaster, and this one would go to OT, where the Ducks would shock the red-hot Sabres 6-5 the final in favor of the boys in orange. Both teams still lead their respective divisions, and the Sabres play the Bruins this Wednesday. Well, after the break, a popular Cartoon Network show is returning. Stick around to find out more here on WTOP-10. Are we, hold on, should we do?
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Crits. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. Oh, you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
I saw bread, and I want some bread.
I feel like the amount of work that we get here is very different than a community college. So at my last school, we had at least an essay a week that was due for any given class.
Yeah. Also make you really feeling because you start in the fall, where it's kind of like, well, still good sport.
A jolly good show will be returning to Cartoon Network in just a few months.
The comedic slackers Mordecai and Rigby will be returning in regular show, The Lost Tapes.
The series premiere half-hour special will air on Monday, May 11th.
You know who else is excited for the return of regular show? Bob! It's a classic. What's your guys' favorite moments from the previous seasons of regular show?
I will say my favorite moment is probably when Skips goes against all the god babies I think it's his immortality and to preserve it. So that was one of my favorites.
Skip's fantastic character.
Absolutely, voiced by Mark Hamill, and they've got him back, which I'm very happy about.
My favorite is the Christmas episode with the elf that tried to make everything evil.
My favorite is when they are in Rock Underworld. This guy asks for a pen, and he just throws him up in the air.
Yeah, my favorite's got to be the basketball one. The dude comes down on the white band.
Oh.
It's pretty funny.
Classic.
That's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for Be Kind and Rewind.
Thank you for watching.
Have a great night, everybody.